So when we are producing thousands of parts per day, how do we make sure that the part that your customer ordered is exactly what they ordered? And we have full tracking of that through the entire system. In this video, we're going to go through and show you everything from file upload all the way to final delivery of how a part is made through Teleport inside of one of our giant print farms. Well, it all starts when the file is uploaded through Teleport, and then it is sent around through our Kraken production system, which will select the machine that it's going to be produced on. The machine will print the part, and then when it finishes it up, it'll notify us here on the main app, at which point a technician can come by, scan the machine that it goes on. They'll see a preview of the actual part on the phone. They can pull it off, check the parts, flag it for anything right off the bat, or scan it directly into post-processing right here, so we know where that part is at all times. And then they can go on with collection, and those machines can go on with making more parts afterwards. Now that these parts are done, we can send them over to post-processing to actually be fully inspected and run through the rest of the process to make sure that everything is set up and ready to go. But this allows us to make sure we always know where every part is all the time. So these are one of the stations where every single part gets inspected. When a part is finished up, it comes to a post-processing station where everyone has the tools to evaluate, look at the parts, remove supports, all that kind of thing. So each part is then scanned in, where we have now a preview of the part to look at. So you have the geometry that you're trying to evaluate. The person will then go through and do a whisk assessment, which is checking for warp, where you have this disc, where you will shift it around underneath the part to make sure there's no warp that exceeds our standards. They will then look for shifting. They'll remove any sort of support and this kind of stuff on it in order to make sure that the part is cleaned up as well as it possibly can be. Shifting, skipping are also parts of that checking to make sure that there's no under extrusion or anything on the part. And then for very often light colored parts, they'll do a color check to make sure, number one, is it the color that the order actually is, so that no machine was ever loaded up with the wrong color. But they'll check for like staining and those sorts of issues, which can come up a lot with light colored parts like whites and yellows, to where burnt filament can create a stain on the bottom of the part or something along those lines. So they'll do a full check on all of that. Now, if the part is flagged, the technician has the option to say no to this part, at which point it will go back on the rack and go into a manual submission process, where somebody will review the failed part, evaluate why it failed. Was it oriented properly? Did the machine fail? Did filament run out? Was there discoloration? Does it just need reprinted? Does it need wholly manually resliced? In that situation, the part will be evaluated and readjusted and redone in order to get the best quality possible. But at the same time, with all of these, it is a situation of garbage in, garbage out. If the part is unprintable, then we will do our best to print it and then send along a couple of examples of the attempts, along with design notes to show how the part can be improved so that it can be made as good a quality as it possibly can. So it's really important to design reliable parts inside of the system so that you get the best possible result you can possibly get. Now that the parts have been processed, we might have to wait for a few more parts to finish up, at which point we will go ahead and scan these parts into warehousing just temporarily as multiple parts store up. So if you have 5 parts inside of a kit, a few of those may still have to be printed and processed. So we want them all sitting here ready to go right where we can find them, so that when that order is completed, people can come through here and pull all the parts they need for that order. Okay, now that all the orders have been completed, I've printed off a label from the actual order system, and I can scan that, and it is going to show me where each one of these parts can be found. So I will go down here and I will scan in the parts that we need in order to finish out this order, and then I can go ahead and pack up this order and ship it out. I can prepare multiple orders if I want to, but we can go right to shipping just like this, and we'll get this one out the door. Now that the orders have been picked, they can actually be packed up. So the orders will come through fully assembled, ready to go, all the pieces that are needed for it. So people can grab the boxes with the individual pieces. There is the packing list there to compare against, though there should be nothing on that rack that doesn't exist there. We'll go ahead and bag up any of the individual small parts so that they can't scrape against each other. And again, they're findable inside the boxes. You'll then go ahead and grab the box. We'll throw in all the parts that belong with it. We'll throw in the packing list, standard paper to make sure that it can't shift around inside of there. And then we'll close it up. Shipping label across the top of it here. And that is it. That is the full history of a part being printed and shipped. Now all the part has to do is travel along to be delivered to your customer's doorstep. So nothing actually ever existed until somebody actually ordered it, but then just a few days later, a person will get a part in the mail. So hopefully that gives you some insight into how parts go from your file all the way to the end customer. We've worked really hard to build this entire system from scratch so that we have full tracking of every step of the process as the part is processed, as a normal factory should have. We work really hard to make sure that we know where it is, what stage of the process it is in, and there's no way for a human to grab the wrong part and say, oh, I think this is the one that goes in the order. That is bad performance. So we're building out the system to make sure that those types of mistakes can't happen. Because on any given day, we're processing thousands of parts and we need to make sure that all of them are going out really well. Right now, as a fulfillment service, less than 1% of parts have a problem with them. And we want to maintain that because that's the same standard that like UPS or other fulfillment carriers have. But we need to push it even further. It is challenging having a full factory and fulfillment service in the same building, but we have the system to get it done, and we're continuing to evolve it, and we'll continue to grow it as time goes by to make sure that we're producing parts of the best quality as quickly as possible, and most definitely consistently and reliably, so that the thousands of users on services like our Teleport app know that their businesses are supported and they don't have to build these types of systems themselves. The whole point of this is so that a kid in a dorm room can design a product and get it distributed to the world without having to build a big giant factory like this. It's supposed to be a resource for those people so that more awesome things can be created. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of a look behind the curtain, and have a great day, everybody.